Hello, guys. My name is Vincenzo Toscano. Welcome to a new episode of the Commerce Lab by 𝐃𝐎𝐍'𝐓. Today, we have another special guest. His name is Nick Penev, and he's the partnership manager of Hellotax. Today's topic actually is going to be around EU expansion and VAT compliance. Now, without any further delay, let me introduce you, Nick. How you doing today?
Hey Vincenzo, doing very well, just relaxing from the crazy webinar last night with the nice guest speaking with you. So let me tell more about myself, guys.
Sure.
I'm the partnership manager for Hellotax, but I'm also the founder of a company called XP Brands. Now, I run partnership as a service agency. So what I
Mhm.
do is I help a lot of companies in the space how to do partnerships and how to grow and expand globally. And I used to be an e-commerce seller. I used to have 20 private label brands which I was selling across Europe, and that was in
Mm,
2010.
that's
I'm
great.
not sure if Vincenzo remembers, but I'm sure some of your
Yeah,
listeners are gonna.
the good times.
Yeah, the good times, because I was selling a product called acai berry,
I see.
or acai berry. It was like the magic Brazilian fruit. You lose weight like magic,
That's
and
great.
it was 12 years ago. And Vincenzo will understand how early was that. I was paying 1 cent per click
Wow.
on Facebook
Basically
and
free.
Google.
Basically
Yeah,
free.
free. I'll just give an example. We started with like $2,000, and we got like 5 millions just from ROI in
Wow.
4 years. And it's
Yeah.
really simple. I mean, and the other funny thing is, we used to source products from the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
buying them for like €3 per unit, and we're selling them for €50 per
Golden
unit.
times. Golden
Exactly.
times.
I never need to source from China. I even source from the USA. So it was the UK and the USA. It
Oh my
was
God.
that early. It was no. It didn't care about my sourcing price, because no, the profit margins was that huge. And I did that for like 10 years, until
Wow.
2010, until 2020. But of course, it got saturated, and
Mm.
like all the good stuff, they end at a certain point,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
supplements are shady business. We used to do like 500,000 of ads per month on Facebook, and one day they just suspend our account, just
Wow.
like that. You need to change your pictures, you need to change your.
Yeah.
So anyways, we rebuilt
Very big.
like 20 landing pages, 20 products. So it was crazy. We fixed it. They reinstate the account. Another 2 weeks, they suspend it again. Okay, man, that's bullshit. I mean,
I know.
you're crazy. So then I figured, you know what? Why should I pay these motherfuckers, so much money?
Yeah.
Let's do some performance marketing. And that was like in 2016. We switched 90% of all the sales that we're doing were through affiliates and partnerships and performance marketing. So we only paid by results,
Okay.
and it was a good way, because the ad spend was going up, the profit
Mhm.
margin was going down. So this was the only way that you can continue without obviously working for paying the ads and the other
Yes.
stuff. And of course, we continued to do that until 2010, until then, my partner got a crazy idea. He said, okay, let's become the Amazon of the Eastern Europe. Okay, man, you're crazy. Why should we do that? I would like to sell thousands of products, not only ours. Okay, but I've been as the sales and the marketing guy. Okay, so how are we gonna sell that? I don't know, man.
Oh
You're the
my
sales guy. Okay, man. If you don't care, do it without me. And I sold my shares at the same time, I was using Hellotax. We're
Okay.
using Hellotax as clients, because
That's good.
the story is a little different there. One of our tax advisors in 2017 made a mistake,
Hmm.
and then we paid some penalties. So what we did,
Mm.
we started looking for a solution to cover several markets in Europe, and this is how we found Hellotax, and we
That's
have
good.
been using them. So when I sold my company, we changed ownership to the
I see.
company. I knew the founders, and they told me, okay, Nick, uh, I understood that you sold your brands, but I know that you guys are doing a lot of partnership programs for your brands. Can you do that for Hellotax? I said,
Mm.
okay, man. I mean, I've sold my business. I
Yeah.
have no idea what I'm gonna do. So
I have the
let's
time. So yeah, let's do it.
exactly. So let's start. I mean, it's not that different. I used to be on the other side. B2B is not that hard. And then I started building the partnership program for us. And then I realized very quickly These guys have no idea how to do partnerships in the States. Everybody's telling me, okay, Nick, I'll pay a commission and you
Yeah.
send me business. Okay, man, why the hell should I do that? I don't know
Yeah.
if I like you, you know. Let's build a relationship and let's create some content. Let's educate the sellers, and then we can talk about the commercials. And I started doing that for Hellotax, and then many of my partners told me, "Okay, Nick, can you do that for us?" And I said, "Man, you guys gave me an idea." And what I did is I set a partnership with a service agency. So what I do right now is my company is running the partnership for 20 companies in
Hmm.
the e-commerce industry like Hellotax,
That's great.
aggregators, service providers, educators. The only company for which I run it myself is Hellotax. They're my first client, and I'm stuck with them until we reach our goals. For the other companies, I assign people from my team as partnership extensions, and I advise the founder. So, but let's talk about the
That's
topic
great.
again because expansion
Yes,
it's something that it's valid for all companies, even if
that's
we're
correct.
selling in your local country, let's say Bulgaria, Italy, Spain, your next goal is how to expand across the continent. If you're
Hmm.
selling in the States, your next goal would be how to expand in Europe.
That's
And
correct. Yeah.
this is what Hellotax is doing. This is what all my other clients are doing. And this is what I have been doing the last year. I have been organizing events with partners like Vincenzo. And the idea is always the following: how can we educate the sellers and show them here are the challenges, here are the solutions, and
Yeah.
how we solve them for you? Whenever sell anything, because if the solution is going to help you out, you're going to buy it anyway. So the
Yeah.
idea is not to sell you, but to show you how you can expand. Because by expanding, a partner like Vincenzo will make his clients happy. Another partner would do that, and but in the end, we're helping people to expand. Because the biggest issue I'm seeing with partners is our clients or sellers
Yeah.
they're scared to try new stuff. So this
Yeah.
is probably my biggest tip: never never hesitate. Even if you make a mistake, there is three options: you can do the right thing, you can do the wrong thing, and the worst thing is to do nothing. So you
That's
either
correct.
whatever you do, make a decision. Vincenzo is managing accounts for 30 plus companies from what I remember. And
Yeah.
these guys, you always are testing PPC strategies, products,
Yeah.
listing. So it's the same with expansion. You cannot just stay and expect that some country is going to say, hey, John, would you like to expand to Spain or Italy? No, you
Yeah.
need to be proactive and you need to be always be testing, and that's the way to go for
Yeah,
Europe.
I think for sure. I think we have worked with a lot of US companies that they are afraid to jump into Europe. I don't know why, but people is afraid because I think mainly because of the taxes involved, which is gonna come now to the following questions I'm gonna be making you. But based on your experience, why do you think is a huge opportunity for US brands to jump into Europe right now? Why
Uh,
would you advise that to all your
Yeah,
clients?
I'll tell you why. Because the first reason is Europe has a population of 700 million. This is
Mm,
double the population in the States. And the US market is very saturated, is very competitive. Europe
mm,
is still underdeveloped, meaning that you have,
mm.
let's say 700 million because many of them are kids, but 400 millions are probably the potential
Potential
client.
shoppers. Yeah.
Exactly, potential shopper. So you have just imagine if you're selling in the States, you have another 400 potential shoppers in Europe which don't know about you. And
Mm,
by expanding to Europe, you can showcase your product to these guys. So it's a huge potential. So this is reason number one. The second reason is Europe is not as competitive as the USA.
yeah.
Meaning, if you establish yourself in Europe, it's a long-term revenue stream because
Yeah.
it's not that competitive. Of
Yeah.
course, the main blocker, like Vincenzo mentioned, is taxes. But
Mm,
I have good news for you guys. US sellers have an
mm,
advantage when they expand to Europe. And even right now after March, because the Amazon enabled the EFN program, meaning that before March you need to go to Germany. Right now you can still go to the UK, of course. It would be a slight delay, but you can do that if you're an English
yeah.
speaker.
That's
Then
good. Yeah.
another thing that a lot of sellers from the USA and from outside of EU don't know is that in Germany they accept documents in English,
Mm.
meaning that you don't need to translate anything,
Which is big, yeah.
which is big. And the other thing is, in Germany, they have a tax authority, like a specific tax authority which deals with US sellers, meaning that if you're a US seller expanding to Europe, Germany is going to prioritize your application because there is not a huge backlog compared to the tax authority which deals with Chinese or even UK sellers. So English speakers, especially US sellers, have an advantage. They from any non-EU sellers, the American sellers are probably have the easiest way of expanding to Europe because English documents accepted,
Yeah.
special tax authority in Germany accepted. This, of course, if you decide not to do UK,
Okay.
because UK is still outside of the EU, but still choose a market, UK or Germany. Benefits from Germany is that it's the biggest Amazon market after Amazon.com. Some people are saying Japan is the second, but they rotate. But let's consider second after Amazon.us. It's
Okay.
has a central location in Europe, meaning that you establish yourself, you set up your full storage there, and you
Yeah.
can set up listings across all the Amazon markets in Europe, meaning that one storage, one VAT, one location from where you dispatch all your orders across the European Union. And this is something which Vincenzo is going to help you out. They'll help you out with the listings in the different markets, the country specific translation, and what you do. You start doing ABC testing. You test how your sales are going on the French
Yeah.
market, Spanish, Italian, and once you see that your sales are doing great, let's say in France or Spain or Italy, only then it would make sense to establish a VAT in this market. And by
That's correct.
establishing VAT, it means that you need to set up storage. You need to use the
Yeah.
Amazon FBA. But the main point here is start small. UK or Germany, make your decision.
Yeah. Yeah. We see
Then
that mistake a lot. That people jump into all Europe at
no,
once.
no,
They
yeah,
can
yeah,
know. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. It's good that you mentioned that, and the reason why many of them jump is because Amazon is telling you, "Hey guys, come on, let's
Yeah.
do the money." You, I
Do
mean,
everything. Do everything. Yeah.
exactly, but no, they make money with that. I mean, they get the fees, but this is not the smart way, because if you do like 7 VATs,
Wow.
it's different countries, different periods. You get, you're more likely to give up because of all the bureaucracy. So start small,
Mm.
establish yourself in one place because remember you don't need to do the pan you to sell on all the Amazon markets. You need just one FBA registration, Germany or UK, and you can list your products on all the markets and
Okay.
do the simple way. Then if your sales are going great, it's really easy to establish the VAT in the storage. But start small and expand to across the
That's great.
European Union. So
That's great. Yeah, so I think you also touched on an important point, which was the UK market. We also got a few UK clients that, of course, they were concerned with the whole Brexit and how that was going to affect their VAT compliance and all of that. So, can you briefly just touch on that? What are the changes you have seen? What are the alternatives you have seen? And what is the advice you recommend for those UK sellers that want to jump into Amazon right now after Brexit?
okay. So the one thing which happened after Brexit is that many sellers stopped selling in the EU. So
Yeah.
one thing that we advise them, and we have been advising them the last year, is that you need to separate your storage. You need to have a storage FBA in the UK and FBA in Germany.
Yeah.
So because if you don't do that, I mean, you needed to make the deliveries from the UK, and a lot of sellers had issues with the customs. The
That's
good news
correct.
is that Amazon enabled the NFN program for all the
Mhm.
UK sellers in the US, meaning right now from March 1st, you can storage, you can keep your products in the UK, and you
Yeah,
can make deliveries to Europe. And
that's correct.
you're not gonna bother for the customs and anything. And the reason for that is the following: Amazon is gonna collect the VAT and remit that to the tax authorities. The condition that you need to fulfill is that you need to have the Amazon UK and the EU accounts enabled. And the most important part is that your products should not exceed the product price should not exceed 150 euro,
Yeah,
because if they
that's
exceed that, it's considered an export. So
okay.
so this is a big break
Yeah, it's
because
good.
right now you can start using that. It's still early. We will see
Yeah.
how it works out because there will be still some delays, but it's much better than before because Amazon is facilitating the fulfillment from UK sellers to EU clients and vice versa, from EU clients to the UK clients. And Vincenzo knows the details. You need to set up the accounts, you need to set up
Mm.
the listings in the other markets, but
Yes.
it's a great way to continue what you have been doing before. And the product would be under the Prime category from
Yeah.
what we know. So
Okay.
it's a big breakthrough. But of course, if you have an established brand doing 500,000 in the UK, my advice to set up like a storage in Germany
That's great.
because you're already like a good sized brand. So you should have one storage in Germany that you
Okay.
can make quicker deliveries. You can even lower your pricing. So,
That's
but
great.
but if you're still starting or resuming after you pause during Brexit, you can still use the UK. You just need one VAT, and this applies for UK sellers, US sellers, anybody, and it
Okay.
applies also for people storing in the UK heading to the EU and vice versa. So the program
Good.
benefits both.
Great. Now, another question I also get a lot from these clients now jumping back to USA that they want to come into Europe is in terms of the paperwork and VAT compliance, what is usually the documentation and the first steps? I know Hellotax, of course, offers this service, but for example, for a US company that they contact Hellotax to receive this, what is usually the first thing they should have ready on the table to get this running?
I mean, the first thing they do is we always do a consultation with the seller. We have
Okay.
people speaking several languages, of course, English. So what they do, they discuss the situation of the client and they send a list of documents that we need, like company incorporation, this director signatures. There is a list of 7 documents that they need to prepare, and usually, the most time it takes for the VAT application is the actual seller collecting the document. So
I see.
we provide that, and you just need to go and collect the document. So once you do that, we have account managers and tax advisors in each market. So what they do, they get the document stack, they review it and they say, okay, this is great, okay, you need to change this or you need to add something else. Once this is prepared, we sign the document and we file the application. So
Okay.
so in a way we babysit always the sellers
Yeah.
because taxes are complicated. Now Amazon, they're offering some solutions, but the issue with Amazon is that they don't have like consultants, meaning that you just apply
Mhm.
and that's it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, you don't have any feedback. So this is the thing on our side is like a managed service plus the software.
That's
Uh,
great.
because now
Good.
once we establish the VAT, the next thing what we do is we have an Amazon integration. You
Hmm.
connect your seller account to our tool and we pull the data and that's it. You don't need to do anything else.
That's very good. Great, great. So, also when it comes to now, just talking in general for people that might be hearing this and maybe they're just getting started, just in terms of things that you have seen people that could affect their business, what are usually the mistakes you see people doing when it comes to doing this jump from USA to Europe, or in terms of strategies or VAT compliance, if you
I
have
mean,
any?
yeah, VAT compliance, there is no special strategy. The one important thing is start small, like you said, choose the UK or Germany.
Okay.
That's it. No, choose one market. So before March I would have told you Germany, but right now with the EFN you can use the UK. So start with one market. Don't listen to Amazon. You don't
Yeah,
wanna
they try to push
do.
all the
Yeah,
marketplaces
yeah,
at once.
exactly. I mean, they make money with that. I mean, they make money on fees, but that's not the smart way. So start with one market. Then the next important part in regards to strategy is translations.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, yeah, translations are very important because I used to sell across 20 markets in Europe, and sometimes translation didn't work out well. And I'll give you an example: Amazon Sweden, they didn't take it properly, and everybody they turned into a laughing stock. So don't do that. Vincenzo knows partners. I know partners. I believe I think you guys had a webinar with one of my partners who is doing the
Yeah,
translation. So
yeah, that's correct.
do proper translations with native speakers because
Yeah,
they know how to write your listings, how to write your copy, and everything. Just this is very important because if you don't look uh, like a genuine legitimate product, nobody's gonna buy. Each
Yeah,
market is different. So this is the second part after the VAT translations. And
yeah,
what you can do is, since you're waiting for the VAT few weeks prior to start selling in Europe, you should start working on the translations.
that's
and
correct. Yeah,
and then Vincenzo knows the rest. No, you need
yeah,
to do like testing and all the other management
yeah,
trick, but the main blockers here are like taxes, which we covered, like I said. Then it's translations, and then once you establish yourself, there is hundreds of partners that they have and Vincenzo has, who can help you optimize your business, reimbursement, for example.
yeah.
Then omni-channel, and there is unlimited potential. But if you don't do the VAT and the translations correctly, you're not gonna kick it off at all. So that's
Yeah,
very
I totally agree with you. I think the translation is a big thing. We have seen so many people that they do the jump and they might just use Google Translation or a
no. I mean, don't
very
don't use Google. You can use Google Translate to hook up with girls online, but not for
yeah,
selling. So,
or they might use even the one that Amazon gives you, which is almost the same as Google Translation. So it's not very
yeah,
good.
no,
It's hugely important to do localization, which is actually something I was speaking with Omar from Margin Business. I think that's very important. And the second thing I think is also doing the research, because I know, of course, jumping to Europe might significantly improve your revenue overall, but I think it's very important to first do the research if, for example,
exactly.
in that
Yeah,
culture, that product is being requested, you know?
yeah, exactly. This is one thing that we forgot, because this is before taxes. Like, some of my partners, like Zonguru, they do
Yeah.
product research. So what they do, you can check all the marketplace across
Mhm.
Europe, and you can look for opportunities. You can check what you're selling in the States, and you can see how is your
Mhm.
competition in Europe. So this is something that we know we miss, but this is the most important. You need to know your competitors and which markets are good for you. So this is even before you start selling in Europe, because VAT and the translations is after you guys have a product. So
Okay.
that's even more important, of course, like the product research and the
Okay.
research of the different markets across Europe.
That's great. Now, just touching slightly other marketplaces. For example, when you work with these US companies that are looking to jump into Europe, do you have other marketplaces outside of Europe that you would also advise exploring, like, for example, Australia, Japan, these other marketplaces such as Dubai and all these new areas that are coming up? Do you advise those marketplaces as well, exploring?
No, not actually. The thing is, on our side, what Hellotax is doing is only VAT in Europe, but many of my other partners in coins, they cover all the global markets. And what I
Okay.
know from Zonguru, for example, that Australia has a huge potential recently.
Yes.
Japan is it's a good
The
market, but
language. Yeah.
it's very specific there. Like the Middle East, I don't think there is a software which is offering the product research there.
Yeah. That is
So
none. Yeah.
there is none. So Europe is probably the best.
Yeah. I
Australia
think that's
is
fine.
is not
Yeah.
that big, but people are having quite good results there. So USA should be the main one. It would continue
Yeah.
to be the main one. Then Europe is good because I think 10 right now there are 10 markets. I might be
Yeah.
mistaken, Amazon market. So you have
That's
10
correct.
different markets, and when you add them up, it might be doing you might be even doing more profit than there, because
Yeah.
all these markets are still underdeveloped.
Yeah, they're getting started. I think
Yeah,
the beauty of Europe is that in 10 years time, Europe is gonna be like USA, and you're gonna regret not jumping right now into Europe, because
exactly.
right now it's much easier to get on page one on your main keywords, less competition, maybe sales are low, but who cares? I mean, the strategy is long term. It's not to make the money now, it's to position your business for success in the long term. So
Exactly, and profits are higher here because there is no such
yeah,
big competition. Volumes are low,
yeah.
but this is why we have. If you add them up, you'll be happy.
Yeah, if
So
you add a few units from different countries, that's where the game is right now. So,
exactly.
great. So now, before we end to the episode, I think just to touch on maybe any final things you think people should consider in terms of VAT compliance, or any final tips you would advise
Yeah,
in terms
I
of
think
it.
just to summarize, how you should proceed. First thing is,
Yeah,
no, don't be scared. You know,
yeah,
you need to do your own research, but once you feel that you're ready, the best way to understand is by testing that. You're not gonna expand by staying in your chair
Yeah.
in the state or whatever. So first thing
Yeah,
is do your product research. Zongur or other solutions,
that's correct.
Vincenzo knows plenty of those. Find your products or just doing research about your competitors in Europe, because you might be surprised about the potential, because these two are showing you also how much you can make, how much you need to spend. Oh, I mean, they have a lot of data. I mean, it's not 100% accurate, but it's very close to the truth. Meaning, do the research, make the decision, and then expand. Once you expand, don't listen to Amazon.
Yeah.
Select one market, UK
That's
or
correct.
Germany, whatever you prefer. Germany is better in a way that will be within the European Union,
That's correct.
central location, biggest market. Of course, language barrier, but this is what is the next thing. You need to do the proper translations. If you don't want to do that, but actually, I mean, you should do that, because even if you store in the UK, you would like to sell to the
It's a
EU. So
must.
you need to
Yeah, it's a
exactly, it's
must.
a must. So product research, VAT, translations, and then
Great.
the other stuff. You start optimizing in case you grow your brands. No, and
That's great.
that's how it works. So I think
Okay. Yeah, that's great. I mean, yeah, Nick, all the knowledge you've been dropping today is very good. I know you have extensive experience. That's why I have you today. I really appreciate it. Now, of course, before we end today's episode, I would like you to share all your social media channels, your website where people can also find out about the services of Hellotax and all that, so people can reach out to you. Yeah.
you guys, you can check out our website, which is hellotax.com. It's you write as you hear it, and also, where can I share my LinkedIn? If
Uh,
people.
yeah, I'm gonna put all the links anywhere in the
Okay,
description. Yeah.
okay. So Vincenzo is gonna share my LinkedIn. I organize a lot of events
Yeah,
with
very good
partners.
events.
Exactly. So the idea is always to show the different challenges and the solutions, because that's it. You need to have your options, and then the only thing you need to do is just make the decision and make the next step. So that's
That's
how it
great.
works.
Anyway, Nick, thank you very much for your time, and we're definitely gonna keep in touch. I'm looking forward to have you on the next one as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do that. And if you guys get in touch, just tell our guys that you watch us on the e-commerce swap, and you'll get a special deal.
That's
So
great, Nick. Thank you very much. Okay. Take care. We'll
thank
keep in
you.
touch.
Take care. Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye bye.